So I just finished watching Donald Trump's address to Congress, and I just wanted to say this before I forgot. Black people, you are the sacrificial lambs of the Democrat Party. You are the cannon fodder that they throw to the front lines to take all of the hits for all of their nonsense.
Yes, instead of clapping, this is what Nancy Pelosi was doing. I don't know. I have a couple of videos I'm going to show you. It is embarrassing to see how Democrat can do. I didn't know that these people can behave so childish.
So I just finished watching Donald Trump's address to Congress, and I just wanted to say this before I forgot. Black people, you are the sacrificial lambs of the Democrat Party. You are the cannon fodder that they throw to the front lines to take all of the hits for all of their nonsense. So it was so embarrassing to watch Al Green with that ridiculous display and to see that he had to be escorted out by the sergeant at arms. It's crazy to me. If you just look at it, look how often they always throw black people to the front line. The Democrat Party I'm talking about. They always throw y'all to the front line of their movements, of their politics, to take all of the hits, to use you as the symbols of all of their nonsense. I mean, just look at it. Whether it's Tish James, Alvin Bragg, Marilyn Mosby, Fonnie Willis, Stacey Abrams, they use y'all. They put y'all to the front. You do it voluntarily. And then when they're done with you, they just discard you. They throw you by the wayside because they don't really give a shit about you. I mean, just look at it. Joe Biden, on his way out the door, he pardoned everybody, his whole family, the J6 committee, Fauci, and everyone else. But he didn't pardon none of y'all. Why didn't he pardon Tish James? Why didn't he pardon Alvin Bragg? It's like all of you who they used to target Donald Trump. What did they do? When Joe Biden was like, yeah, thanks for your service, bye, bitch, and left y'all behind. But yet y'all still are so loyal to the Democrat Party that does not care about you. At the end of the day, it's sad, but this is why the Democrats continue to treat black people like political children, because they have people like you at the front lines who voluntarily engage in some of the most ridiculous and egregious practices on behalf of that party. And it sends a signal, it sends a message, this representation, a false representation of the unbridled willingness of black people to do whatever they need to do to please white liberals. You gotta stop, because this is embarrassing.
I attended President Trump's State of the Union address in Washington, D.C. tonight. Let me tell you what I saw. Better yet, let me tell you what I didn't see.
There is one clip that triggered my attention coming from Nicolle from MSNBC. When you take a look at this, MSNBC host Nicolle faced backlash as MAGA supporters call for her firing, an apology for a take delivered on air after President Donald Trump made a 13-year-old brain cancer survivor and aspiring police officers an honorary agent during his speech to Congress. During the address, Trump spotlighted DJ Jennings, a young boy battling brain cancer who dreams of becoming a police officer. In a heartwarming moment, Trump announced, but these people did not stand up. They stood. I don't understand what is going on with Democrat. Even if Trump survives someone nearer today, Democrat will not appreciate it. It is crazy to hate someone this much. Trump is a president. Get over it. There is nothing you can do about that. He is your president. Respect him.
I attended President Trump's State of the Union address in Washington, D.C. tonight. Let me tell you what I saw. Better yet, let me tell you what I didn't see. I did not see Democrats stand and applaud a child with terminal brain cancer who was in the room. I did not see Democrats stand and applaud and honor the life and memory of young girls like Laken Riley or 12-year-old Jocelyn, who lost their lives to illegal gang members before their grieving parents who were in the room. I did not see Democrats stand and applaud an American who had been falsely and innocently imprisoned in Russia, who had recently been returned, who was in the room with his 95-year-old mother. I did not see Democrats stand and applaud a balanced budget. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But you know what I did see the Democrats stand and applaud? The only thing they stood and cheered for was Ukraine. And I don't mean peace in Ukraine, because when President Trump mentioned his efforts to end the Russian-Ukrainian war, they didn't cheer for that. They only cheered when President Trump mentioned we have given Ukraine over $350 billion in taxpayer funds. They clapped for the continued funding of war in Ukraine. The Democratic Party, and I don't mean Democrats, I mean the Democratic Party. So in terms of elected representation and certainly how left-leaning media portrays the Democrats, they're no longer American. They don't love our country. They don't love our flag. They don't love the American people. They are soulless. They are insufferable. It can only be described as immoral and evil. Tonight was proof for me that Democrats will literally stand for anything but America and its people.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ, and I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
To the results. What was your reaction to Trump's speech? 44% of speech watchers in our instant poll tonight say they had a very positive reaction to Trump's speech. 25% somewhat positive, 31% negative.
But what Musk is doing seems much more indiscriminate. And I think that's what people,
Yeah, and guess what? Republicans love it. And I will just say, I think the Democrats...
Guess what? The country's bigger than just Republicans.
I know. Well, he's got over a 50% approval rating, and your party's got 21%. So he's doing okay. I think dying on this hill of defending every single federal worker, that the idea that we can't ever shrink the size of government because this sob story or that sob story, that is not going to play with the American people. Democrats gave no care whatsoever to the 10,000 people who lost their jobs when the big pipeline was canceled by Joe Biden, or the people who lost their businesses in the cutdowns that went on and on and on, or the firefighters or the military that lost their jobs.
Meghan McCain wrote, not just because I'm a Republican, but I truly don't know how Democrat can compete with any of these. I wouldn't even know where to begin on how they compete with these. This is the first time I can remember crying during a State of the Union. Thank you, President Trump. This is so beautiful. When you take a look at what Democrat did to me, it will cost them a lot. Yeah. I don't understand. Some started disturbing, walking out. I don't know why they continue to do this. This is a failing strategy that these people are putting up, but they continue to push it. This is your president addressing you. Stay focused. You must not seek notice. You get a boo this. It is not happening. Thank you guys for always being there. I'm going to update you on everything that happened during that night. I'll be bringing you reaction videos, from all angles, picking up how Libras are melting down. That is my job. I don't always like to report videos coming from the mainstream media reasons. Some people follow me. I always try to bring what independent creators put out on social media, react to it, share my thought. That is what I've been doing here for the past 4 years. I don't want to make the videos long. Reason I put it at this level. If you see clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm. Please bear with me. You can stop here, no problem.
And at some point, you got to stop blaming Joe Biden, and you're going to be accountable. And, he must have meant Biden.
It's great to have you back. I think so much of you, and I've spoken to you a number of times.
Look at what's happening. The Democrats are not even acknowledging the cabinet right now. I just don't remember that being stand. At least they would get up and shake their hands.
Just the visual here that
they're not engaging. This is not a pathway forward to bipartisanship.
We don't like liberal democracy. We like illiberal democracy.
So you're to blame.
Question: what do you do when people like a party and elect it because they can't? He talked about.
They're going to be in the booth to stop.
Wait a second. I'd heard this. I'd not heard the story.
I'll be honest. I don't think this network makes any other programming. So we can do whatever we want as long as we wrap before the new season of South.
Watch this moment where, of course,
When we talk about
Conan, what's up, my brother?
It's all because of Trump. It is insane.
Great.
Turned it over to him, and we don't